So this is Richard for PokerTube. I'm sitting here with Andy Block from the Full Tilt Poker team. How are you, Andy?
Pretty good.
Where are you at the point?
So, where am I right now?
Yeah.
Right now I'm at my parents' house. I live in Las Vegas, but right now I'm in Connecticut, in the state of Connecticut in the Northeast of the
Okay.
United States.
So you got a pretty nice match coming up tomorrow against a poker tuber called Tristan Griskos from Germany. What do you think about that?
Well, it should be pretty exciting. I think the last time I played a heads-up HA Home Omaha match was against Gus Hansen,
Okay.
and I thought I was doing pretty well there. And then we got it all in a big pot, and I lost.
All right.
So hopefully this one goes a little bit better. But we'll see.
Okay. For those of you, for those of the guys out there who's gonna watch this game, can you tell me just shortly a little bit about yourself, Andy?
Well, I've been playing poker in casinos for about 15, 20 years, and I've been a professional poker player for most of that time. In between, I decided I wanted to try something else, went to law school for a few years, and graduated, and before then, I was at MIT, and I was part of the MIT Blackjack team that was featured in the movie 21.
Yes. I guess quite a few of the guys out there have seen that movie. What did you think of the movie, by the way?
Well, when I first read the movie, read the script, I thought, oh my God, they're going to make it. They're going to just ruin it, and they're not going to do a good job. But I actually liked it. I liked a few of the scenes. I thought overall it could have been a lot better movie, but I liked it more than I thought I would at first.
I guess it's a pretty difficult thing to make it really good and the way you would like it, but still, they did quite a good performance, I think.
Yeah, there were a few scenes in there that I really felt captured the essence of what it was like being part of the MIT Blackjack team.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. So how many years were you there for?
I was part of the team from about 93, 94 till the end of the decade, till
Yeah.
about 2000.
Yeah, we've been talking before. I know you told me some stories about some crazy stuff during that time. Did you get in any trouble afterwards?
Well, I got in a lot of trouble. Nothing that stuck, but I did get arrested about 4 times playing blackjack in 3 different countries and an Indian reservation in the United States. So, and the first time was in Monte Carlo,
Yeah.
and that was kind of scary at first because it was the first time I got in any trouble. And I realized that card counting is not illegal, and they'll arrest you and claim they think you're cheating or using a device or whatever they can to try to scare you, and it's just a tactic to try and scare you away
Mm.
because they don't beat you up like they used to. Like you might have seen in 21, that doesn't happen very often. They don't beat people up very often. And instead, they call the cops in and try to scare you, and
Mm.
it goes away. They never convict you of anything, and it's just a scare tactic. It's one of those things going into this. There's always a chance that the casino's going to go after you because most of the employees in the casino, they're not that well trained, and they're just trained to, someone tells them stop this guy, he's beating us. They assume that it's because you're breaking some kind of law, and in the reality, you're not doing anything wrong. You're just playing by their rules. You're using your brain, and if they don't like it, they should change the rules, really. And
Yeah,
but they
absolutely.
don't because they want to still bring in the average gamblers. They want the rumor. They want the myth to be there that you can beat the casino without it actually being true in reality.
Exactly. Are you still banned from any casinos?
Well, I mean, legally, I'm not banned. I can walk into them, I think, and they probably won't have me arrested. But effectively, I am.
All
If I
right.
walked into anything, well, I shouldn't say legally. In some European casinos, like in London, I can't step foot in most of the London clubs. In fact, every year I have a problem when I register for the World Series of Poker Europe. Every year there's a little glitch, and I try to register, and they're like, type it in, and they're like, oh, there's a problem.
That's funny.
And they have to go and talk to the tournament director and the casino, and eventually, they clear it up. But I look forward to that every year.
All right. That's funny stuff. Anyway, how long have you been a part of the Full Tilt Poker team?
Well, I've been part of the Full Tilt team since before they called it Full Tilt Poker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all right. And that is for how long?
And that's a little bit more than 5 years right now.
Mm-hmm. And you enjoy being a part of that team?
It's great to be part of it. Such a great group of poker players, and they're great guys, and I hang out with a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
away from the tables too. I mean, Chris Ferguson and I were taking golf lessons together. I mean, I've known a lot of them for a long time.
Yeah.
Howard Lederer is a good friend of mine. Phil Gordon, I've known uh, since the mid '90s. It's just a great group of people.
Chris Ferguson is quite a good dancer. Does he teach you any dancing moves?
Yeah, I won't go heads up with Chris Ferguson in a dance competition. I'll tell you that.
That's funny. All right. So we're gonna have a match tomorrow night at 8:30 Central European time. I think it's 2:30 Eastern time. Um, what would be a strategy against a guy who you would think might be a little bit afraid or respectful?
Well, I mean, I guess you can have a chance to watch this before
Of course, of
but
course.
when I play heads up, I'm always, whatever the game is, I'm always, whoever my opponent is, I'm always going to be aggressive on the button. When I'm in the small blind, you get positioned against your opponent, and especially in the Omaha when so much of the action is post flop, I'm going to be there playing almost every hand and playing them aggressively.
Mm. Okay, I think we saw in the last PokerTube Full Tilt tournament we have Patrick Antonius. They played for something like 55 minutes. I thought it was a really good game, and the PokerTuber won.
Right.
So you got to protect the Full Tilt Poker honor now.
Yeah, well, I'll do my best.
Yeah.
The best advice I have to a player, if you're not feeling comfortable with your opponent, try to be very aggressive pre-flop, and be trying to get your money in as a coin flip, and don't. The worst thing you can do is be too tight and fold too much pre-flop, and on the flop too, and let your opponent just grind away at you. You can't just play hit or miss poker. You can't just fold every time you miss the flop.
No.
You're just going to get run over, and eventually you'll hit the flop, and it'll be a coin flip, and you'll probably then maybe if you're lucky you'll get back into it, but you won't. It's very hard to win.
You also tried this software I recommended to you, the iShowU. Are you going to be able to record your match?
Yeah, I think I'll be able to record the match, my whole cards tomorrow, and my reaction.
That would be.
Still gotta make sure it's all running right on my computer.
Of course, it's not the easiest. It would be great to watch that afterwards, and maybe we can have a word after the match, and do something like this again and see how it turned out.
Sure.
Sure.
I hope so.
Good luck to you, Andy, and we'll be keeping our fingers crossed for both of you guys tomorrow night.
Hey, thanks a lot.
All right, thank you.